As we approach the end of the year, it's important to take a step back and reflect on what you've accomplished so far and where you want to go. In this video, I'm going to give you 5 business tips that will help set you and your business up for success. So let's get to it. Hi folks, Chip Schweiger, the Green Leaf CPA, and I help everyday cannabis entrepreneurs build and grow exceptional businesses using the same growth tips that the big guys use. Welcome to Ask the Green Leaf CPA. Well, we just finished Halloween and the midterm elections, and as we approach the end of the year, it's important to take a step back and reflect on what you've accomplished so far and where you want to go. In this video, I'm going to give you 5 different business tips that will help you achieve your goals for the next year. So whether you're an entrepreneur just starting out or someone who's been in business for a while, these tips will help get you and your business moving in the right direction. While many people focus on holiday celebrations and New Year's resolutions this time of year, cannabis business owners actually also need to focus on your year-end business planning, and this includes both preparing for the new year and taking stock of the past year. But because of the end of the year is so hectic, it's not always easy to keep up with all of the end of the year preparations that you should be doing to wind down 2022 and plan for 2023. And I get it. But things like taking stock and preparation and planning are key to running a successful cannabis business and really any business. After all, you get what you measure, and what you measure is what you can improve on. This review also helps you realign your goals and resources so that you can take advantage of the new opportunities that are before you. Hey, if you're new to this channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and click the bell so that you'll always be the first to get my tips and tricks. So let's talk about the 5 things you should take care of before the new year becomes a reality. And the first tip is to wrap up the year, is to prepare your key financial documents or have them prepared for you. So financial documents play a crucial role in your company and especially in the highly regulated industry that we deal in. And you want to do this because reviewing your financial information in your documents gives you 3 key benefits. First, it shows you whether you're running a healthy business or if you need some belt tightening going forward. Your financials provide a guide to your company's financial position and health and should include details about your assets and liabilities, your profit and expenses, and your cash flow. Second, if you do need some adjustments, say fewer expenses, your financials show you where adjustments are needed and tell you how much you need to adjust. And third, if you're in the market for funding or expansion or possibly an acquisition, financial documents are often required to let interested parties see the financial state of your business. So here's the financial documents you need before year end. So the first one is a balance sheet. And this shows all of your assets, liabilities, and equity. Also, you're going to need an income statement, which shows your revenues, expenses, and profits. And lastly, you're going to need a cash flow statement, which shows your opening and closing cash within a specific time period with the inflows and outflows. And while all 3 of these are super important, it's really the cash flow statement that is not only the least understood, but also the most important statement. We know cash is king, but I'm telling you, you can run a business at a loss for a long time so long as you have sufficient cash flow. And more on that in a minute. Okay, let's dive into each of these for a moment. And don't forget that you can pull these reports from your accounting software or ask your accounting team or get with your CPA or bookkeeper to pull all of these together for you. So first, your year-end balance sheet. A balance sheet helps you determine if you're in the black or the red, and it does this by comparing everything the business owns against everything the business owes. Now, the business owns things like physical inventory, especially for a cannabis dispensary, and property and equipment and trademarks and invoices the business needs to collect. The business owes things like payroll or invoices that they need to pay. By doing this comparison, you can determine whether you should be cutting back on your spending or pushing your business to grow. And yes, the balance sheet should always balance. Second is your year-end income statement. Now, this is important because it clearly shows you if you're earning more than you're spending or spending more than you're bringing in. It compares the amounts that you earn over a period of time versus the amounts that you spend. Now, because of this, it's also called a profit and loss statement. It's different from the balance sheet because it looks at business expenses and earnings across a period of time. instead of a single point in time like the balance sheet does. It also doesn't consider any external equity that you, as the business owner, might have, such as your ownership or that of investors. And the third important financial statement is your year-end cash flow statement. Now, your cash flow statement shows how much cash you have at the beginning and end of a specific period and where it all went. On a cash flow statement, you'll see three things. You'll see cash flow from operations such as revenue and expenses. In other words, the money you earned or lost from doing business as usual. You're also going to see cash flow from investments such as assets bought and assets sold. And this can also include stock. And then you're also going to see cash flow from financial decisions such as loans and their repayment. From these documents, you should calculate the following numbers on a regular basis. So the first one we call a current ratio, and this is your current assets divided by your current liabilities. Now, ideally, your current ratio should be somewhere between 1.5 and 2. And a current ratio of 1s means that you don't have enough money to last the entire year, whereas a current ratio of more than 2 could mean that you're not investing enough money into your business or into outside investments. The other one is called a debt ratio, and it's your total debt divided by your total assets. Now, a good debt ratio depends largely on the industry, but anything below 0.3 is considered pretty good, and anything above 0.6 tends to make it difficult to bet on additional loans. And also your gross margin. So first divide your profit, which is whatever you have left over after paying all your costs, by your total revenue, which is all the money that you brought in. And this shows what percentage of your income is actually profit. Now, cannabis business owners should keep these statements on a monthly or at least a quarterly basis, and there are a couple reasons for this. You want to know the state of your business consistently so you can plan accordingly. If you want to expand, you need to know you can, for instance, and if your business is starting to show red ink, you want to know that as soon as possible. So good financial reporting serves as an early warning system for your company. So the second tip to wrap up the year is to get your tax documents together. And I know this sounds funny coming from a CPA. While the end of the year may not be tax season, it's a good idea to get your tax documents together as well. The financial reports that you prepared in the previous step should help you ensure you get all of the offsets you're entitled to under IRC 280E. Why is that? Well, to legally minimize your tax liability under 280E, you have to apply proper cost-based cost accounting, and that means you have to have proper records. Don't take my word for it. It's right there in IRC 471-11. So get them together now and save money later. You should also compile your income, both business and personal, if relevant. Gather all of your deductions, and this is where we talk about keeping all of those receipts in the box. Now, the third tip to wrap up the year is to assess your business goals for this year. If you had specific goals listed out for this year, pull it out and go over it. If you didn't, write down what your unwritten goals were and consider a written list for next year. Review your goals systematically and assess them using the following questions. Were your goals achieved? Why or why not? If they were exceeded, why did you do that? How did you do that? What are the next steps? Do you want to use higher than anticipated revenue to expand, for example, or to make debt payments? If they fell short, why was that and how did that happen? What are the next steps? Do you need to pull back on your product lines, for example, or do you need to maybe pare down your forecast or have lower prices? Goal assessment is so important, yet so many business owners just seem to gloss over it, and that is a huge mistake. Like huge. The fourth tip to wrap up the year is to plan employee morale events. Yep, that's right. Not a financial tip, but it is a solid business tip to not forget your employees in your year-end planning. They're an important ingredient in your business's success, and there's a lot of discussion right now in our industry about employee retention. Not only that, but the year-end holiday season provides multiple opportunities to reward them for the work that they've done. Now, as a cannabis business owner, you want to boost morale and company loyalty. Consider what your employees might value. It could be a big holiday party. It could be more time with their family over the holidays. Or if so, maybe you could swing a few extra days off for everybody. Maybe they like flexible time to go shopping, and you could give them flex hours so that they can avoid the huge crushes in the stores. Or even think about scheduling some paid time to conduct a drive for charity. And the fifth tip to wrap up the year is to plan your own vacation. All too often, business owners put off their own vacation until the year is totally over. everybody needs some time to recharge and relax. Plan a vacation or think through your time off before the year is out. Okay, once you pull together the materials for your year-end planning, it's easy to plan for the next year. And I've got a video about that right up there so that you can check it out. Now, with your business needs and goals clearly visible, your planning will be less time-consuming and more convenient. Hey, if you've got questions about assessing your goals, applying these tips, or strategically thinking about your business, check out my website at www.thegreenleafcpa.com. There's a ton of good stuff there. If you've enjoyed today's video, please give us a like, and if you'd like to see more, hit that subscribe button and click the bell. And if there is something that you're stuck on in your cannabis business, go ahead and drop a comment down below. I'd love to hear from you. It just makes these videos that much better when I get to help you with your cannabis business. Now, we drop new episodes each week, so I hope that you'll join us again. We'll see you.